Continuing coverage of the terror plot arrests, the 5 men charged in connection with a plot to blow up the Route 82 bridge in Brecksville faced a judge. In federal court today, the 5 suspects were assigned public defenders. It appears only one of the defendants' families attended today's proceedings. Connor Stevens' father shouted out in court that he loved him. And tonight we're learning more about the other suspects. On your site, investigator Sarah Buttison joins us live with more. And Sarah, you've got a little more insight into their backgrounds.
That's right, we do. We have been digging into the suspects' past today. Here's the bottom line. Department of Justice officials say all 5 are Cleveland area residents who could be considered drifters. And we know that the neighbors of one of the accused say they weren't surprised to learn he could be involved in a bomb plot.
Brandon was the kind of kid that you really just didn't want to be around. You know, when you saw him coming down the street, you'd just go the other way.
Tom Schaefer lives a few doors down from the home Brandon Baxter sometimes shared with his father on Wayne Avenue in Lakewood. The news that the 20-year-old is accused of plotting to blow up a local bridge was not a shock.
Honestly, it didn't surprise me at all.
Tom says the way the 20-year-old dressed, carried himself, and had screaming matches with his father made him uneasy.
I've always heard he was just unique or kind of, I think the word I heard the most in the neighborhood was eccentric.
Karen Kalin lives across the street from Baxter's home. She said Brandon seemed to be a rebellious teen, dressing in goth clothing and sometimes walking the street. She did not think her neighbor was a potential terrorist.
I mean, when my kids were riding by on their bikes, he never gave them a hard time. He'd say hi to me when I was taking the baby for a walk. Just a hi, miss, or whatever.
Both Karen and Tom say Brandon's dad is a good guy and a good neighbor, although Lakewood police have been out here several times to deal with building issues, and someone in the house got a protection order in 2010. They also say their street is generally quiet and hardly the place where you would expect an accused terrorist to live.
Yeah, I guess they got to be from somewhere, don't they?
We also found out another one of the 5 suspects has a long criminal history. 35-year-old Anthony Hain has pleaded guilty to felonies, including theft and forgery in Cuyahoga and Medina counties. He's currently on probation after pleading guilty to breaking and entering on January 3rd of this year here in Cuyahoga County. On your side, I'm investigator Sarah Buttison, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Sarah. Our coverage of today's terror plot continues throughout this newscast. Still to come, we talk one-on-one with the former assistant director of Cleveland's Homeland Security. He weighs in on the threats these suspects posed. That's coming up at 5:30.